Good evening, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Sultan Abdullah has called for an end to public debate on the royal addendum, stating that it is under legal process. Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah has urged all parties to cease discussions on the royal addendum. This is as the matter is under legal process and all parties should respect it. According to Bernama, Sultan Abdullah said the matter falls under the jurisdiction of the responsible and trustworthy parties. Therefore, he said all parties must respect the processes and laws that have been established and avoid creating confusion or unnecessary debates. The royal addendum, issued on January 29, 2023, before Sultan Abdullah ended his term as Yang Dipertuan Agong, supposedly commutes Najib Abdul Razak's prison sentence to house arrest. This was in addition to the Pardons Board's decision, which reduced the former Prime Minister's 12-year sentence and 210 million ringgit fine to 6 years and 50 million ringgit. Najib, who was convicted in the SRC international case, won a Court of Appeal ruling in January allowing his judicial review to proceed, aiming to compel the government to enforce the addendum. Bersatu Youth has joined the chorus of people seeking answers over 1MDB's decision to drop the suit against Riza Aziz and Red Granite Pictures. Bersatu Youth has questioned the government over 1MDB's decision to withdraw its $248 million civil suit against Najib Abdul Razak's stepson Riza Aziz and his company Red Granite Pictures. In a statement today, Bersatu Youth Executive Council member Na'im Brundage said the decision raises questions about the government's commitment to get back the monies allegedly embezzled in the 1MDB scandal. He said 1MDB is responsible for safeguarding and protecting the national assets entrusted to it. Therefore, stopping the efforts to recover the 1.1 billion ringgit is highly irresponsible. Na'im told the government that 1.1 billion ringgit was no small amount, and the government's decision seems to imply that those implicated in mega scandals could get away with it. With this, he urged the government to explain its decision to withdraw the suit. He said failure to answer would only strengthen the perception of double standards being applied, where ordinary people would face the full brunt of the law for their transgressions, while high-profile individuals get special treatment. On February 24th, it was reported that 1MDB had informed the Kuala Lumpur High Court of its decision to withdraw the suit. No reason was given for the withdrawal. While we are on the topic of Bersatu, its Sabah chief has called on MACC chief Azam Baki to consider his predecessor's remarks on the corruption scandal videos. Sabah Bersatu stated that MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki's remarks regarding the videos on the alleged Sabah scandal appear to contradict Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's assertion of zero tolerance for corruption. With this, Sabah Bersatu Chief Ronald Kiandi called on MACC to reconsider a statement made by its former Chief Commissioner Latifah Koya, who asserted that the corruption scandal videos are evidence that must be investigated. He said Latifah also stated that she disagreed with Azam's claim that edited videos cannot be used as evidence. Kiandi added that he is confident the MACC will act in line with the Prime Minister's statement that he does not care about the rank or position of those involved in corruption. He said he also believes the MACC does not wish for the Madani government to be labelled as unserious in fighting corruption or as practicing selective investigation and prosecution. Yesterday, Anwar, when speaking about the national defence sector, emphasized that he would not allow any party to engage in corruption or abuse of power. Anwar had said he didn't care how big or powerful they are, and he will not allow it because it will undermine, betray and weaken our national defence system. Previously, Sabah Chief Minister Hajiji Noor denied any wrongdoing on the part of his administration, saying the corruption allegations were an attempt to tarnish his and the state government's reputation ahead of the Sabah polls. If you'd like access to news like this and more, scan the QR code on the screen and subscribe to Malaysia Kini. Next, Bersih has called on DAP and MCA politicians to take a clear stance on Najib Abdul Razak's house arrest and the Sabah corruption case. Bersih Deputy Chairperson Wong Yan Ke has called on DAP and MCA to state their positions on former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak's case and the Sabah corruption scandal. In a press conference yesterday, he said it's regrettable that both DAP and MCA are fixated on the Petaling Street signboard issue. However, he said when it comes to corruption or anti-graft matters, these parties fail to respond with equal urgency. He asked if DAP MPs, state assembly persons and MCA politicians can use the same energy when discussing corruption cases. He said their stance on corruption must be consistent and they should contribute to nation building, not just engage in online bickering. Wong called on DAP and MCA politicians, as well as other party leaders, to clarify their stance on corruption-related cases.
Therefore, I urge, especially Pakatan Harapan, backbenchers, ministers, and even the deputy ministers, you need to come up and give your point, give your standpoint. Are you agree with Najib house arrest? Are you agree to press charge, or are you agree with the DNA case? Are you agree that government agencies should press charge on the Sabah politicians?
A DAP veteran has expressed his support for Lim Guan Eng, saying that he should be retained as a DAP Central Executive Committee. DAP veteran Tung Chang Kim has urged that DAP National Chairperson Lim Guan Eng be retained in the Central Executive Committee for 3 more years. This is despite him being one of the fiercest critics of the alleged Lim dynasty. Tang argued that the new generation of DAP leaders has yet to establish the credibility and track record needed to navigate the current political landscape. During an interview for Malaysia Kini's Chinese language podcast on Tuesday, Tang said that he is not against Guan Eng's eventual removal, but believed it should be delayed. He said while removing him may be emotionally gratifying, since it can feel like a form of vengeance, such feelings are personal and they must consider the broader political landscape. He added that this leadership team is entering its 2nd term, and now is the time to strengthen and consolidate their standing. Tang cited recent issues affecting non-Muslims, including proposed interfaith guidelines for Muslims attending non-Muslim events, and said that the Chinese community perceives the DAP leadership as weak in handling such matters. He said Guan Eng still plays a crucial role in articulating the party's stance. When asked if Guan Eng should also retain his position as chairperson, Tang said that rejecting the culture of family rule was more important. Elaborating, he said their criticism is not about the Lim family itself, but about the broader culture of passing leadership from father to son or daughter. He added that if he had voting rights, he would not vote for Lim Hui Ying, as keeping her in the CEC would only continue the Lim dynasty. Moving on to PKR, Amiruddin Shari has revealed that there were suggestions for him to contest for the party deputy presidency. PKR Vice President Amiruddin Shari has claimed there are suggestions for him to run for the party deputy presidency in May. However, the Selangor Menteri Besar stressed he would only decide on the matter after meeting with PKR President Anwar Ibrahim today. Amiruddin said he is keen to defend his current position. However, there are suggestions from several quarters for him to contest for another post. Sina Harian reported him as saying that he would discuss the matter with his supporters before making a final decision. He added that his priority was to strengthen the party and support the Prime Minister. Amiruddin said he needed to consult Anwar first because he was concerned it may cause friction if there were too many contests for various positions. He added that everyone will have their democratic rights, but in the end it depends on the party members. Currently, Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli holds the PKR Deputy President post. PKR Secretary General Fuzia Saleh announced that the election for the party's Central Leadership Council, the Central Women's Leadership Council, and the Central Youth Leadership Council will be held on May 24th. The polls for positions at the branch level are scheduled from April 11th to 20th. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Kim Ilia. Thanks for watching.